Take it away, Ozmourn.
Thank you so much for that amazing introduction, Nick. Hello, everybody. My name is Ozmourn, and today we're going to be speedrunning Antichamber. It is a wonderful indie puzzle platformer, very similar to games such as Portal. And if you've played this game before, chances are you didn't understand it, and if you did understand it, chances are you didn't finish everything in the game. And so I'm about to do all of that in 25 minutes or less. So with this being said, we are going to be doing 100%. And what does that mean? Well, it means that we're going to be collecting all of the map. We're going to be collecting all 120 signs, and the map you can see at the top left of my or the top right of my camera, and the signs are indicated by a tracker at the bottom left of my camera, or the bottom right of my camera, I should say. And then on the bottom left of my game screen, you will see a full percentage and also the pink cubes that we're going to be collecting. There's 13 of them throughout the entire run, and so we're going to be collecting all of those as well. And to start off, we're going to be just starting from a fresh save. Every journey is a series of choices. The first is to begin the journey, and the journey will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So first and foremost, we're going to be walking all the way down this tower, dropping all the way down this tower. We're going to go into nothingness and then take a sharp left turn. And the first thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be collecting the blue gun. And the way that this route is like set up, oh my god, that is rarely ever happens. It's kind of annoying that it happened right then and there. So the way that this route is set up is we're going to try and get the red gun as fast as possible. Right now we're going to be getting the blue gun. It's a very basic gun. It has very basic capabilities, and you can only shoot and grab one cube at a time. This right here is a pink cube. You have to get this one first before you do anything else in the speedrun, because if you unlock this area and then like just leave it, you will not be able to come back to it later. And right here, first and foremost, you're going to be seeing a lot of the puzzles in this game work based off of your camera positioning and also your player positioning. And so, generally speaking, this window puzzle is a good example. If your entire camera is covered by the window, you're going to be transported to wherever the window is showing you. And you're going to be seeing me exits to main menu a lot and select where I want to go from the hub. Generally speaking, it is faster than walking in a lot of cases, and in certain cases, you're actually forced to exit to main menu. For example, many paths to nowhere. Right here, what I have to do is I can do all three of these things in like one fell swoop. I can go down these bottom red stairs and then go up the blue stairs, but it's just generally faster because I have a set point in which I am teleported each time that I enter through the hub. And as I said, sometimes you are in fact forced to exit to main menu, such as right here during this puzzle, which is probably one of the first puzzles that you saw when you played this casually. And right here, we're going to be looking at this window and grabbing that sign, and we're going to be walking backwards, and we need to make sure that our crosshair is staring at this eyeball for 15 seconds. We're going to have a bit of a staring contest with them here, and then it's going to disappear. As we did that, we walked backwards and we grabbed a sign and a map trigger. All the sign triggers in this game, you don't actually have to like look at them or read them to collect them, but rather you just have to be within a specific distance of them, and they're going to be counted as collected, and you can see them in the main hub. This is Leapfrog. There is a skip for this, but I'm bad at it, so we're not going to be doing it today. And after this, we're going to be collecting the green gun. The green gun in itself doesn't have a lot going for it. In terms of the speed tech, we'd only use it once, and after that we immediately get the yellow gun, but generally speaking, you can put down more cubes at a time and collect more cubes at a time. And right there is our first instance of lag glitch, in which I am actually going in and out of windowed mode to purposefully cause lag in the game in order to avoid activating specific triggers, such as that laser that I was supposed to go through that would have closed the door. And right here, we're just going to be making more cubes. You saw that whenever like there's a square and you fill it up and you like close the square, it fills up with cubes. There's gonna be more faster ways of like generating infinite cubes, but for now that's what we use in order to get through that door. After we go through this door, we're gonna get the yellow gun, and we're gonna immediately go into another glitch called warp. This is probably the most broken thing in this game, and so let's see if we can get it first try. We're going to purposely cause lag and then shoot a bunch of cubes at a wall there. We got it first try, thankfully. And as I was exiting to main menu, as I was shooting the cubes, if you exit the main menu fast enough, usually the cubes will just disappear wherever they are. in the world if you shoot, depending on where you shoot them. But if you cause lag and then shoot the cubes and quit to main menu really fast, all in quick succession, the game will not be able to catch up with you, and the cubes that you place in the world will actually just stay there. And so we shot it in a very specific place that covered up a spawn point. And so if you enter through that spawn point, the game will see that you are taking up the same space as the yellow cubes, and it doesn't like that. And so it's just going to put you back into the lobby with a gun, which is, you're in this really weird state in which you're able to just choose wherever you want to go in the map, including areas that you haven't been to before. And we're going to see that a bit later. Right here in the ground floor, we're gonna be introduced to another beautiful glitch as we finally have the red gun. By the way, we're going to be doing tower clip, in which you make a small tower of cubes and you push yourself through here. Let's try that again. Make the tower a bit bigger this time. Push yourself through. Strange. Okay. Sometimes it's a bit finicky. Please. Okay, let's try this again. Usually it doesn't always like enjoy doing this or enjoy cooperating with you a lot of the time, which is disappointing. But we're gonna try this again. There we go. Tower clip. 3 tower cubes high. Okay, that's how it's supposed. Wait, what? I did this first try in practice like 2 seconds ago. I don't know why it's so like finicky today. You see, we're supposed to be going through here. I've never had this much trouble with this glitch before. I don't understand why today it's not cooperating. And it's hard to troubleshoot what you're doing wrong. What is this? My goodness. Of all the tricks that I expected to like fail consistently in a marathon setting, this was not one of them, I will admit. Let's try this again. What is going on? You're supposed to be able to be clipped through here. Huh? This is so strange. I don't know why it's taking this long. It's pushing me through, but it's not pushing me through all the way, which is incredibly strange. There we go. That's what it's supposed to do. I do not know why it took that long. Hopefully the second time we have to do this again. Hopefully the second time that we do that, we like don't have to do it like more than a few times, which is strange. But anyway, as we move on from that, we have to go here, and you can see that the reason that it's called tower clip is because you are able to see these numbered towers, and there's going to be numbered 1 through 8. And we're going to go to tower 4, and then we're going to go back here, and we're going to collect a pink cube right here upwards in this hidden area. A lot of the pink cubes you probably didn't realize were there, or you probably didn't notice were there in your casual playthrough if you attempted to look for the pink cubes, that is. And now we're just going to go to I only need 1. We're going to go forward and activate a map trigger right there, and then grab these cubes through. You see these plasma barriers right here. These like plasma barriers, they will actually make all the cubes in your gun disappear, and so you have to manually move them through if you want to like keep any. Oh dear lord, are you kidding me? It's gonna like be finicky with this one too. There we go. Okay, that was much better. It's still weird how that worked and how like it just didn't want to cooperate, but you know, you win some, you lose some. We're also going to be introduced to another glitch right here, and which is called jump storage. So essentially, if you walk off a platform in Antichamber without having previously jumped, you can just jump in midair, which is a very strange thing, but it's very useful, especially in this next room right here, which we're going to grab a yellow cube from way down below and then use jump storage to stop ourselves from going all the way down to the bottom. And now since it's for the 48.9, we're going to go over here to climbing the tower, and we're going to actually use jump storage 2 more times as we ride this cube up and then go down, so like such, and collect another pink cube over here, and then use jump storage again to go over here into this road. You want to wait until it turns to 51.8, and then we'll jump all the way back down here to grab another map and sign trigger at the bottom. And then what we're going to be doing is going to just a little bit shy, and then boom. We're going to do lag glitch again to walk through here. And then we're going to go to learning to draw. We're actually going to go to learn twice because we want to fill up this area, open this door, get another sign trigger here. And then what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to open this door, and then we're going to be grabbing all these cubes, and we're going to be doing one really interesting thing with it. We're going to be telling these cubes to go all the way over here. However, the cubes don't have to go exactly where you tell them to. They'll just go in the general direction of where you tell them to until something stops them. And so with that, we were able to activate the laser on the right side while filling up the bottom row in order to activate the laser on the left side. And so right here now we're going to go to strength and numbers. And another glitch that I have not been mentioning is cube storage, in which you can just right click and then hold down left click and then let go of right click as soon as you walk through a barrier, and you are able to store one cube in your gun at a time, but only one. And it's that's cube chambering. It's actually like a glitch you can even find on like the wiki. It's a pretty commonly known glitch. Excuse me. Thank you. All right. Now we're going to go to manage resources, and at this point in the run, it's kind of like where I like to talk about the different like rebindings that we have and the different resources that are available to us. First and foremost, the trackers that you see on screen, those are all available for anyone to use, and it's highly recommended that you use them for any category. One thing that I am doing is you can see that I have rebound escape to Q. I have rebound shoot the cubes to scroll wheel down and collect the cubes to scroll wheel up. I have F11 rebounds to another mouse button, and overall we allow these different rebounds just so you don't have to like reach all the way across your keyboard to do a simple trick. And generally speaking, they make the speedrun a lot more accessible and a lot more like replayable, because it's just much easier movement to do. And so thankfully all runners usually take advantage of that. Right here you can actually see, if you've been paying close attention, the colors of the cubes are actually based on the gun that the game thinks you should be having right now. And since there are blue cubes here, this is actually supposed to be a tutorial section. The first tutorial section learn how to use guns in, and so you're meant to have the blue gun here, but since we have the red gun, we can actually just speed through a lot of these puzzles in a timely fashion. I'm going to cube chamber one cube through here, and then open this door with it, grab the cube again, turn around to an area that wasn't there before, turn around again to an area that wasn't there before, and now we're just going to go straight to don't look down, and we're going to look down because we actually have to in order to collect another map trigger. So we're about halfway through the run in terms of time, or hopefully a little more than halfway through the run because of how much I messed up on the tower clips, which is again such a strange thing. We're going to be turning around and we're going to be collecting this sign right here and going all the way back down in order to collect another pink cube right here. And then we're going to go to impossible path. We're going to grab the cubes from and then we're going to use them as a bridge across WTF. Use jump storage again to really get some distance here. Use these same cubes and use them as a wall so that we aren't launched to the other side of the room. And this puzzle, you actually have to get rid of cubes in order to solve them. And if you like get rid of a cube and then another cube takes its original place, the first cube will just never come back. And so you can, as long as all of those lasers are uncovered, we can unlock this dev room. The dev rooms themselves don't always count towards 100%. That's why we don't see all of them in the speedrun, because they don't like appear on the map. They're not like counted as collectibles. And so, however, all of the things that I'm collecting in this speedrun all have their individual speedruns, including dev rooms. So like all these pink cubes have their own speedrun. All of the signs have their own speedrun. Everything in here, even the map itself, has its own speedrun to it. This area is pretty disorienting, has a lot of up and down movement, and hopefully this next glitch that we're going to be doing, we get a first try, in which we are going to essentially be taking these cubes and immediately quitting like that. Going here. Oh, we did cube chambering. Okay, we did hub storage. Hub storage essentially, if you were to shoot the cubes fast enough, you can actually and let's see, yes, we got, okay, thank goodness, that's actually an amazing thing. So you can see that we shot the cubes over here and we're able to grab them through the crevice over there on the other side, because there's just a little bit of gap in the level geometry that we're able to grab the cubes through the two walls. that meet in the corner. And one thing that we also did was hub storage, in which if you shoot cubes fast enough out of your gun and then immediately quit to main menu, the game kind of gets confused, and it's usually meant to it's usually meant to like get rid of the cubes that you have the moment that you get into the hub storage. But since we shot the cube so fast, the game was just like, I don't really feel like it. And so it just gave us some of the cubes. It just refunded us some of the cubes when we got into the next area. And so we were able to use them and store them through the hub, hence why it's called hub storage. So up here, we're going to be collecting these cubes and grabbing another map and sign trigger. And going down here to collect another pink cube. Perfect. And now we're going to be coming up here, and we're going to be collecting putting these cubes up right over here, and then grabbing these cubes from the other side, pushing this giant cube back, and holding it in place so that this elevator doesn't stay here. We're going to be filling up these 2 rows so that all these lasers are touched by cubes, and so the door opens. Use hub storage in order to collect a sign and map trigger that's beneath there, but not fall all the way back down. And then we're going to bring this cube back up. Oh my god, what? That's actually never happened before. He said the thing. Although I feel like that could have been avoided. Anyway, that's perfect. There we go. Wonderful. Oh, I thought it did the annoying thing. Sometimes if you like shoot a cube into the hole, it'll like just hover above the hole instead. It won't be onto the side. It'll just hover above the hole, which is incredibly strange. We're going to go to jumping through hoops here, and we're going to jump up here and grab 2 more sign triggers, and then we're going to go to too many lasers, go all the way back around. And these next 2 puzzles are actually like the same puzzle, but you're meant to solve them in 2 different ways, because as you can see here, we have the green cubes, and so you're meant to have the green gun here. But meanwhile, the next puzzle is going to have like the red cubes, and so it's literally the exact same thing. And since we have the red gun, we solve them in the exact same way, but they're meant to be solved in 2 separate ways. And we're going to walk backwards and walk forward again. So we're going to walk backwards so that we don't get teleported to another area. And then this puzzle is a similar puzzle to one we saw earlier, except they have like little windows covering up the cubes, and so it's harder to like really navigate where you're going. It's really finicky if you're too close to it. And so right here, we're going to be doing this puzzle, and again, it's the exact same puzzle that we saw earlier, except it has red cubes this time. We're going to making a little bit of platform right here, and using hub storage, except if I would use jump storage again if I had the hops to do so. And so let's try that one more time. Go back. Perfect. And 1. Oh, nope, that's not the angle we want. That is not the angle. Please. Thank you. There you go. And let's try that again. Jump storage. Jump storage. Oh my goodness. I can't say that this is a thing that I haven't messed up before in marathons, because it definitely is. Perfect. There we go. There we go. Perfect. Beautiful. And now 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to be building up this area with several walls of cubes here. Please, please. There we go. Perfect. And now we're going 91.2. And we're going to be grabbing this cube. So you can just barely grab it. There's a little bit of a sliver of the cube appearing up from the outside. And then grab 1 more cube over here. And now we're going to do another warp. Thankfully, the first warp we got first try. Let's see if we can say the same for the second. And this warp will actually end up skipping the chase sequence. So hopefully, yes, we got it first try. Let's go. Perfect. However, we do have to do the hub storage backup. And so we're just gonna be doing hub storage again. As I said earlier, hub storage, you can just like go over here, grab a bunch of cubes and shoot them immediately, exit to main menu. Hopefully that works. It certainly did. All right. And then because you shot the cubes fast enough, the game was just like, I'm confused and I don't feel like taking your cubes away, and so it doesn't. You want a more logical explanation, you can join the Discord, and we can explain it to you in more detail. All right, so right here, I'm actually going to be using cube storage or cube chambering right through here, so I can carry this one cube over here, just to save like a very minuscule amount of time by having it activate this laser instead of me. And I didn't even save time. Look at that. Instead of me having to activate the laser myself. So we've actually unlocked the very end of the game here. However, right now we have a few more things we need to clean up. First and foremost, we're going to be going to Deja Vu, and we're going to be grabbing another another pink cube over here, right here. Perfect. And so, oh my God, a lot of things that don't usually happen are happening today, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. All right, perfect. So now we're going to go straight to connecting the pieces, and this next one is actually kind of interesting. Excuse me. This next one is actually kind of interesting, only because you think you could be able to cube chamber your way through here, but you actually can't because you need 2 cubes at the end of this, and you can't like cube chamber if you're already in like this plasma barrier area, and so you have to manually move this like series of cubes here just so you can get 2 cubes here at the very end. All right, wonderful. And now we're gonna go to hidden secrets and then immediately exit, and then climb the tower and then immediately exit, and then we're gonna go to be an entrepreneur, multiplying these cubes with the abilities that we got from the red gun, like so. Please. There we go. Perfect. Boom, boom. Wonderful. And now this is the longest pink cube in the game. It takes 90 seconds to get. Nick, if you have any comments about this run, or you just want to say something that you thought was cool, feel free to do so right now. You can chat if you'd like, because we're going to be here for about 80 more seconds.
I can honestly say, after doing a whole day of hosting, running, and now being reasonably tired, that also watching Antichamber like this is a new kind of trip. This is this has been a beautiful, weirdly hypnotic display of color, and I've loved every second of it.
Yes, it is a really colorful game, and it's a really trippy and confusing game, especially when you play it for the first time. And the speedrun itself is probably one of the more hectic speedruns that I do. It's just so much fun. But yeah, again, I'm very glad to have been here for the finale of day 1. And I'm gonna play Superliminal after this, which is more tame, but still as confusing in a different way. But this is, if you're into games like this, highly recommend checking this one out, because it's such a good speedrun, and I'm the only person in the world who speedruns this specific category right now. And so I would highly recommend joining me and see if we can get another runner on the board. All right, that's it. That's the last pink cube. Perfect. Oh, that's a lie. That is not the last pink cube. That is this is the last pink cube. I forgot to get this one. Look at that. I'm a fool. Perfect. There we go. Wonderful. And now we're going to go to finding the seams. And so we have good news and bad news. The good news is that we're actually coming up to the very last sign in the game. You saw there might have been a timer in the main menu here. There we go. And so the good news is that this is the last timer. The bad news is that we do have to wait here for an hour and 7 minutes. So like, Nick, if you want to say something, we do have a lot of time on our hands right now.
How do I fill an hour and 7 minutes?
Well, here's the good news about that. You don't actually have to fill an hour and 7 minutes, because instead we're just going to crash the game. So you actually do have to do that. That's called timer clip. And essentially, when you exits to like a random level and then go back to the hub and then immediately walk to the left, you're able to clip out of bounds and actually collect the sign through the wall. But the only thing is that you can't like exit to the hub and continue the run, because the game thinks you're already in the hub. And so that just leads you with like having to exit the game and restart it. Like you're forced to, essentially. All right, but that's the run. Timing is gonna come up in 3, 2, 1 now. That's time. All right, and I thankfully was able to exit this area before I got trapped in there. But you can just go back in there. Nick, what was my final time, if you don't mind me asking?
Your final time was 23 minutes and 30 seconds.
Okay, I didn't lose as much time to tower clip as I thought I did. I feel like that would have been like a solid 21 if I didn't mess up that much. But I was a little concerned that the trouble that I had there would have had me go a bit overestimate. But thankfully, that isn't the case. But yeah, that is Antichamber 100%. It is a very hectic run. It is a very wonderful puzzle game, and it is a very wonderful speed run. 100% is my personal favorite category, and I absolutely adore it. Nick, I know that we aren't doing donations and such, and I usually reserve this as a donation incentive, but do y'all want to see any percent? It's like a minute.
Oh, absolutely. Go for it.
All right, wonderful. It's a minute if I do it first try, but hopefully we can do it first try. Usually my estimate is around 5 minutes because in the case that I just end up messing it up horrendously for whatever reason. But that is the full 100% completion right there. But world record for any percent is 42 seconds by Votium. And it's, if you've been paying attention to the run and paying attention to the tricks that we use, you can probably already guess where this is going to go. Nick, would you like to restart the timer, or do you just want me to go?
Timer is ready for you to say go.
All right, wonderful. So you can begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so any percent is actually really simple. It's simple in the sense that you only have to do one trick to do it. But it's not simple in the sense that it's actually kind of a hard trick to do. So we're gonna go up here to walk. And one interesting thing about is that you probably saw that I did warps in the run. Warps, as I mentioned, put you back into the menu in a really weird state in which you can actually just warp to wherever you want in the map. And that includes areas that you haven't been to before, as long as you know where generally their trigger point is on the map. And if we get this right, hopefully first try, we're actually going to get it first. Oh my God, we got it first try. My goodness, that's amazing. We're going to go over here, and if I am correct about this, should be somewhere around here. Come on. There we go, perfect. All right, wonderful. And now we're going to be collecting this cube, and that's the end of the game. Like, for real, that's the end of the game. We can just go straight to the end. That's any percent. Timing will end the exact same way that it ended at 100%. In 3, 2, 1, now.
1 minute and 21 seconds. That was awesome.
Yeah, that's 10 seconds slower than my PB, which is nice. So yeah, that is Antichamber any percent. I hope you enjoyed that. And so it's such a good game and such a good run. I highly recommend checking it out. Join us on speedrun.com. Join the Discord. It's very nice. If you want help with 100% specifically, so like before I came into the scene for 100%, the last person and the last world record holder played it 8 years ago in 2013, and then I played it again in 2022, or 9 years, I suppose. And so I highly recommend picking it up, and I'm really excited to see more people come into the scene when it comes to Antichamber, especially this category. And so I kind of rerouted this to be more modernized and include a lot more current tricks and glitches. And so I have kind of made this category into what it is currently, because no one else would. So I took it upon myself to. And so that is all. That is Antichamber 100% and any percent. And I'm going to be doing one more run, Superliminal, all collectibles, another completionist run of another very confusing game. And so I hope that you guys can stay tuned for that.
Yep, don't go anywhere, folks. We'll go to a short intermission just so Ozmourn can swap over. And we'll be back with our final run of day one, Superliminal. See you in a moment.